It's kind of chilly out there. 60 degrees in New York and Long Island. We have 61 down the shore in New Jersey. 60 for Hartford and Bridgeport as well. 59 out on East Hampton. 62 for Poughkeepsie. Wind speeds aren't too bad, though, so at least we don't have wind blowing and a little bit of a wind chill. The wind's just 5 to 10 miles per hour, and we're not seeing any wind gusts in the area, so that's a nice improvement. Now, if you did notice it felt a little bit more humid, that's because it is. We have dew point temperatures in the upper 50s. Usually when we cross into the 60s, that's when it feels really sticky out there. We have down the shore in New Jersey, we might climb up a little bit, but yes, it's a bit more humid out there today. Around the Northeast, New England, we have 64 for Boston, 64 for Albany, 58 out in Buffalo, mid-60s throughout Pennsylvania going into Ohio. So we're all kind of in similar conditions right now. There's a couple areas of low pressure around us, bringing us some rainfall. It's going to continue to bring us some rainfall for our Friday and Saturday. So I think most of today will be dry. Yes, we have a small chance of possibly seeing a shower or two tonight, but most of it's going to be a quick shower Friday morning, then kind of a dry afternoon before we get some more evening showers. That takes us into our Saturday, and unfortunately it looks like it's a pretty wet Saturday overall with pretty consistent rainfall. But then we have a relatively nice Sunday and a nice start to next week. So tonight our low is 62 degrees, mostly cloudy, that small shower chance. A lot of us will be in the 50s though. Tomorrow's expected to be a little bit warmer, but we do have some afternoon showers, and it's going to be some heavy rain at times. Downpours today. That's the least that we could have. It did rain earlier this morning. We had some morning showers. It kind of turned into an annoying little drizzle, but a dry afternoon at least. Milder highs return. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but a lot of us will get back up into the 70s today, and then the next few days will be a little bit warmer. Next week looks a lot better, especially the first half. So let's look around the country and see what we're dealing with. Beautiful for the Southeast. We have 71 for Atlanta. We have 74 for Memphis, 80 for New Orleans, and even in the 70s in Texas. That's nice and mild. But we're looking at 60s down to the Mid-Atlantic and through the Midwest, and of course right here in the tri-state area. Now, we did have some nasty storms roll through Texas last night. I know a lot of people lost power, and now we have some storms moving through the Southeast. So even though they have temperatures in the 70s, they're dealing with some heavier rain that we don't have to deal with for the tri-state today. So 73s are expected high in New York City. A lot of us stay in the mid to upper 60s, 68 for Long Island, 65 down the shore in New Jersey, 69 for Hartford and Poughkeepsie. 70s to the west, but it's really not going to feel that nice. You know, it's definitely not tanning weather or anything like that, especially because we're still going to have mostly cloudy conditions. Those showers have moved on, but those clouds are going to linger and keep us quite dreary for our Thursday. Okay, so by 6 p.m., 70s and 60s still, so temperature-wise not too bad, but again, it's going to be cloudy. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to see some quick showers run through, so it could be a little bit wet on your commute. At least temperature-wise, we'll be in the upper 50s, low to mid 60s. So we're going to start the morning quite mild, then we'll get back up into the 70s. I think most of our Friday afternoon is going to be dry, but still probably dreary. And then we'll see some more showers later that night. Temperature still in the 60s and 70s. And then it breaks apart a little bit overnight, but then Saturday morning we have some showers, and it looks like we're just going to have on and off showers through our Saturday, unfortunately. Whatever we get from now until Friday afternoon is not going to be too much. Like I said, it's a quick shower. But then when we add that rainfall for our Saturday, a lot of us look closer to an inch or even more than that. But then finally, Sunday, we're going to be dry, and the start of next week we're going to be dry too. Lows tonight in the 50s and 60s. Highs tomorrow back up into the 70s, even upper 70s for the Hudson Valley. That I was just talking about, 70s and then 80s by mid next week. Bianca?
Love it. Looking good. Looking forward to the 84 degrees as well.
Yeah.
Wind-free now. This guy's the next Jerry Springer. What is he talking about?
I don't know. Have you ever needed him maybe?
No, I've had one roommate before, and she was lovely.
One roommate?
Shout out to Daniela Mankos. She lives in Miami. Sweetest person ever.
Okay, but what about college?
I lived with my grandma. She was my roommate.
Gosh. So you missed out on like the canon event of hating your roommate in college.
I've never experienced
it
that.
Happens.
I would bring my grandma home like a bunch of different alcohols from all over the world, and she would just pour it in her ice cream, and
oh my
she was a legit roommate.
I lived with 4 girls.
Okay, so like
that's equivalent to going to war, if anyone was wondering.
Okay, a worst roommate story that you have? Like stuff stolen?
I
don't know. Hairbrush used?
There was definitely, I don't know. I mean, girls can be really messy.
Yeah,
I feel like that gets put on boys, but girls can be really messy.
Yes, this is true.
And there's just catty and like boy drama. Boy drama sometimes. Not involving me, of course. I've never done anything wrong.
She's an angel.
But yeah, no, I definitely have been a bad roommate at times as well.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like we've had it pretty fine with no crazy roommate stories.
Yeah, not for the camera, yeah. I wouldn't. I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't tell any of these
That's
on
going
camera.
on Instagram
but,
later.
Yeah, Good Night New York or something. I don't know.
Thank you for keeping it PG, Liv.
Of course.
All right. Iconic classical music is headed for the Cosmos next at noon. The piece.